Welcome to Driven TV. Now, if you have bad credit and you think, oh, man, I can't buy a property ever. Well, let me show you how I got my first property with a 560 credit score, and I created wealth and abundance for my family, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Stay tuned and watch. My first investment property was 53 months ago. That's 4 years and 5 months ago. And my first investment property was a 3-unit property. So my 3-unit property made me $426,000, 904 to be exact, in only 4 years and 5 months. Johnny, with your income, can you save $426,000 in 4 years and 5 months? So, okay, can you save it with your income? Con tu paycheck, Danny, ¿puedes ahorrar en 4 years and 5 months 426? ¿Puedes ahorrar 12,000? ¿Puedes ahorrar 12,000 en un año? Can you save $12,000 in 1 year if you just like save everything and stay home all day? Okay, so I had $3,000. That's all I had. I gave them my $3,000 and I was left with nothing. I still had collections. My credit was still bad, so I didn't even qualify. Okay, so my credit was bad where I didn't qualify. I had collections that I had to remove. So I didn't even qualify. I didn't even have the down payment because it was 3.5%. It was an FHA loan. So I needed 3.5%, which was about $12,000 with closing cost. And what I did is I knew the listing agent. So I told the listing agent, hey, his name was Werner, by the way. If you're watching this video, nothing but great things to say about Werner. So Werner was the listing agent. I told Werner, hey Werner, you know what? Dude, I'm doing great. And he thought I was doing good. I wasn't doing good. I mean, I was doing okay, but I wasn't anywhere near where I am today. So I was struggling quite a bit. But I told Werner, I want you to represent me. You're the listing agent. I have great income. I have like a bunch. He's like, well, how much money do you want to put down? Can you do 25%? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do 25%. Yeah. Purchase price was $266,000. I remember this like it was yesterday. I told him, dude, I could do 25%. What's 25% of that? It's a lot of money. It's about 70K or so. So I told him, yeah, I have that money. I'll put 25. I put 25%. I'll put 30, I said. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, cool. Let's write the offer. So I'm good. And he was like, yeah, man, I trust you. Don't give me your credit report. You're fine. I believe you. Let's write up the offer. And then I said, you know what, Werner, do me a favor. I have this money here, but I want to save it because I want to use that money for my next 4-unit that you are going to help me get. I wasn't even going to get another one. I wasn't even prepared. I only had $3,000. So I had just given escrow all of my money. So I'm telling him, hey, you know what? This is closing, part of closing people. So I closed Werner. And I told Werner, so I want to save that money because you're going to help me get another house. Since I'm gonna owner occupy the house and I don't currently own any homes, I'm gonna buy this one FHA so that I could use the other cash that I didn't have, but I told him I had. I'm gonna use that to get another one. So Werner was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it. Yeah, let's make the offer FHA 3.5% down. Let's do it. So we did it and we opened escrow. So now I have a problem. I don't have the rest of the down payment, which is another $9,000. My credit's like 560. One of these days, I'll show you guys my credit report. It was like 560 and it was horrible. I had $80,000 of collections. So he was like, oh, okay, cool. So he wrote out an offer for 45 days. I knew I could get another extension, which would give me an extra 30 days. So how much is that? That's 60, 70, 75 days. So I had 75 days to save $9,000 and I had 75 days to hire a credit company and fix my credit. So what did I do? Immediately hired a credit company to fix my credit and immediately started working like 24 hours a day if I had to. But I started working my ass off even harder to save more money, to save the $9,000, to pay the credit company, to pay off the collections, negotiate. So the credit company was able to delete most of my collections and some of the collections I settled. So I paid like a small percentage of them. So if you have bad credit and you think it's the end of the world, there's credit companies that could help you pay a percentage of them and they go away and now you qualify. I did all that, but it didn't take me 75 days. So 45 days passed by. We're nowhere near completing the transaction. So I get an extension. I got 30 more days. So I have 75 days now, right? 75 days come and I'm nowhere near. Okay, my credit's up to like 590 something. I deleted like half of all my collections and I saved up a little bit more money. So what do I do when I get to get the fourth extension? This is what I did. I had every problem you can imagine. I had it. Now, when we got to day 95, I still wasn't nearly close to I was a little closer, but I was still far from qualifying. So when I got to day 95, I said, you know what? I need another extension. And then people are like, I mean, the seller was angry. Werner was like close to getting a heart attack. The seller, which was a lady and the man that were getting divorced, were like frustrated. They hated each other. They hated each other even more now because I was giving them extra stress. But I was doing whatever it took to get this 3-unit property because it was a deal. The property wasn't even worth $266, which I bought it for. It was worth like $366. So I was getting $100,000 in equity from the start. Now, I'm at day 95 and they just sent me a cancellation letter. They're like, we're done with you. Dude, we're done. Everybody wanted to kill me. So I told them, you know what? Give me another extension. What I'll do is I'll give you my $3,000. So my $3,000 deposit, you guys keep it. I'll release it. You don't have to give it back to me. So I signed the waiver and I released the $3,000 deposit. They kept it. They said, oh, we'll give you 2 more weeks. If you don't close, we're done. You don't even have to sign an extension. Sign the cancellation. So I signed a cancellation form for 14 days in advance. So when the 14th day came, I was just out of contract. So it was done. I didn't get the property. So I signed it. They got my $3,000. So I released the $3,000 and then I had 2 more weeks. And then in those 2 weeks, I just figured it out. My credit went up to what I needed it. I saved the rest of the money and we closed escrow. And I got my first property, 3-unit property. It came through. And I got this property, which was my first investment property, 3-unit, and it made me $426,000 when I exited, when I sold it in only 53 months. That's only 4 years and 5 months. 4 years and 5 months. So I could teach you how to make like $500,000 in less than 5 years.